in these two books, what do you do when? All right. Oh, I got a major backache. Yeah, I'm going to sit down to do this because I'm getting a back kink. Oh. Okay. Now. All right. All right. And like for some of these, there's other instructions that go with the ones that are already printed. This is like, do this one now, because it's combining things and amplifying things, and this is what's most needed. So for the first 4 to 6 weeks, now if you were teaching this to somebody, you'd have to go to Technique 1 in the supplement and look at the preparation that's needed before a person coming in cold would run the Akasha quick seal. Because somebody coming in cold that's not in a group workshop where everybody's running huge amounts of frequency so they're getting the benefit would actually have to spend 4 weeks of building up to the point where they could use, number 1, the Akasha quick seal. You guys don't have to worry about that because you've been here and you're activated to do that. Now, for us, for 4 to 6 weeks, we would do 1 time per week. It's kind of like pick a Vecca day, okay? Doesn't matter what day, as long as it's not the day that you do the other thing. All right, now this is what we're being asked to do for the Vecca work, and it's quite specific. The prep would begin with the Akasha seal, so you'd run that. You know, get a tape, pop it on your head while you're cooking breakfast or whatever. This is the morning thing, so like I have to get up sometime in the daytime, and then there's one to do sometime in the nighttime. All right. The daytime one is you do the Akasha seal, which is Technique 1 in the supplement. Then, you would do high Vecca songs. All right, just the songs that go with those high Veccas. You know the sheet that has the 5 symbols on it, and it has the list of the song that goes with each one, where you sing them together, where you sing them starting with the lower ones and working up. So it's like starting at the ones on the bottom of the page and then working up around the left side of the page. Just the songs. You don't have to do optical induction of them. Now, if you play with the the jewelry or the tattoos, they will actually help to hold it. They'll be sending frequency, because when you do these activations tonight, you're actually activating those tattoos. When you put them on, they'll start speaking the language. They'll like directly be transmitting in, even if you're not consciously focusing energy on it. So you can use them to boost if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to. So you do the high Vecca song 3 times, just 3 times. Then, B, right after it, and this is like a sequence that you do. You do the magic word song 12 times. That's the long part. All right? So you do the, right? And you build it. Like, you can start slow, but try to build it, and get it going fast. Now, this is only for 4 to 6 weeks, okay? Once that's done, all of this stuff, some of the stuff you'd keep doing if you want to keep working the Veccas. C, you would do very rapid optical pineal induction of this code sequence specifically. The Ayaheya, the Liheya, the Urimanu, and then the Akasha. And you would just do that once. Do it fast. I mean, you can literally flip card them. Cross the eyes. Breathe them in 3 times. You can do that. And you just run that once. You're setting the codes in. And then go about your day. And then in the evening, and they want it on the same evening, so these things activate together. But it's only 1 day. You don't have to do this every day. It's just once per week. They're asking to do it. Well, yeah, and you don't have to sing the codes either. She asked if we had to sing the tones with the codes when we're doing optical pineal induction, and no, you don't. You can just do rapid optical pineal induction with the crossed eye current and breathing them in, into the pineal. What?
Each one separately or together?
Well, you'd flip them. You could use the flip cards or something, or you look at one and then you switch and look at the other and induce and look at the other and induce and look at the other. It's pretty quick. What? Okay. It's the Ayaheya, the Liheya, the Urimanu, and the Akasha. Okay, I mean, we could go digging for them, but... Yeah, you can use 3 breaths. You can even use 1 if you're in a real hurry, but 3 would be good. You know, where you do it 3 times, you know, pull them in. And that's done for the morning. And then sometime before you go to sleep, they're asking you to do a lunar salutation. Lunar only. Okay? You don't have to worry about doing solar salutations right now. What's most important is doing lunar ones at this time. There'll be a time when we go and we charge the top. But it's real important to charge the bottom Merkaba now, and that's what a lunar salutation does. That's what needs to be done in the evening. All right? And that's the one that you start with the bottom spiral and the counterclockwise spin. And after you do that, right after you stop, when you're standing in your pillar, they're asking you to do the 6 suriyas with the tones. All right? Even if you're doing them slow, you're not spinning at this point. You don't have to worry about spinning and combining them unless you happen to be practicing that and you're getting good at it. That's fine. That will make it stronger. But you can just, after you do your salutation, stop, and then just, even if you have to like look at the thing, you know, go through them as slowly as you need to, 1 through 6. The first 3 with the tones that go with them. The last 3 have the song of Kamalotati with them. Kamalohati with them. And they ask you to do that sequence like 3 times. Okay, so you'd go through the 6 with the songs that go with them once, twice, and 3 times, just while you're standing. So you don't have to spin while you're doing that. And that's it. That's all you need to do with Vekas. They're going to give us an advancement and an expedited, which means easier, less steps, but more powerful, with the Dance for Freedom course. But for now, until we get that, that's going to be all the Veka code work that you need to do. All right? So that's real helpful. All right? Yeah, that's 1 day per week. Pick a day. Now, we get to what we're going to do this evening, techniques 1 through 7. This is the flame body work. Getting the Eros flame and the Amareya flame activated in the field so you can finally graduate to technique 8, 4 to 6 weeks after doing these 2 things. Now, they said you don't do the flame body work on the same day as you do the Veka work. It would be too much frequency and it'll just like shut down. One of them won't take because it'll be too much and your system will kick it out and just shut the codes down. Let's see. Basically, if you're here tonight, you can go through all of these once, right? Technique 1 through 7. That gives you the activation. If you use technique 1 daily, like put it on, like I said, put the headphones on while you're doing breakfast or whatever like that, or at night before you go to sleep. If you use the Akasha seal, you don't have to use the Maharic seal anymore. Use the Akasha seal. Unless, like if you're teaching somebody else, though, that's not getting the frequency activations here, they would have to start with Maharic Seal and Emerald Amethyst Awakening. And you do have that material in the back of Dance for Life in case you want to teach somebody. All right. So you would just do the Akasha Seal, and you can play with some of the other ones. We'll run them once tonight, and that you've got the activation. You can play with any one of them if you want to, but you don't have to, which is nice. Now you can, on each of them it explains, there's a preparation thing that tells you, like I say, okay, maybe I'll play with technique 6. Read the preparation thing, because it may tell you just prior you need to do this or you need to do that, right? They would all require you to do the Akasha seal. So, you know, that's like standard. It's literally the first step in replacing the Maharic seal with something stronger. The next one will be technique 8. Well, if you can do that consistently for 4 to 6 weeks, then you can begin. Well, we won't even try to take you through tonight. You have eyes you can read. You can read it to yourself on a tape right now because we don't even have the tapes ready yet. We are putting the whole sequence on CD, I believe, so it's available for people. But right now, you know, you can do it for personal use. You could read it onto your own tape. When it's time to do technique 8, you can do technique 8 and then 13 and 14. 13 and 14 are, 13 is decording. And it explains what it is. That's when you start to break those chords. And 14 is when the next step, actually, where you would integrate the available level of the shadow body, where you literally clear it and bring a layer back in. All right? And those you would use sometimes. I think they said no more than twice per week. You could really use them once per week unless you think you're having some real dancer problems. Then you might want to use them twice per week. But it's a long one as far as technique 8. That you only have to use one time per week once you're on this sequence, once you go through the 4 to 6 weeks. You would use 8, long version, one time per week. And again, even if you fall asleep, if it's on tape, you're still getting it. There's a part of you that's picking it up and still running it. And after, on a daily basis, you would substitute the stuff you were doing before with, you'd still have your VECA day until we get the expedited VECA thing. That VECA sequence you'd still use after the 4 to 6 weeks if you're planning to work with the VECAs and really, take it seriously. And if you want to get your body out of here, if you don't really care if you get your body out of here, as long as you get your spirit out of here, when it's time, you don't have to work as hard on the VECA level. All right, the flame bodies would, that would be enough. So it's really, you're kind of making a choice. Well, do I want to take the body through a Stargate and try because it's more work? Or, just let it go when it naturally would and, take it from there. So that's basically is the sequence. There's 2 parts to Technique 8. Part 1 is the long version that takes a long time. That's the once per week. It says it on it's right on the instructions. Part 2 is a real quick 6-step. That will replace even the Akasha seal. All right, so once you're at that point, you would do every day the real quick 6-step part 2 of Technique 8, and once a week you would do the long version of Technique 8. Then you can do the decording, Technique 13 and 14, which is the shadow integration, whenever you felt like it. You could do just the decording, but you would have to run it either right after the 6-step quick one or right after the long version, whichever. So to do either 13 or 14, you do need to either do the short or long version of Technique 8 before it. So it's not that bad of a sequence. It's really not that hard to use. It's a lot easier than some of the other stuff we were doing. So we don't even have this, type. Well, I'm sorry.
And the 8 short every day?
Yeah, it would replace Akasha seal and Maharic seal. All right, the 8 short. Okay, so that would be like the new amplified version of it. That's basically what it is. If we do this, we will make a lot of progress very quickly. There'll be more coming. As we get more important stuff, we'll put it on the website and try to, make it available to people. Yes. Wait, I can't hear you. Hold on, please.
Technique 8. Can you repeat?
Repeat the instructions on Technique 8? Okay, they are on there, by the way. They're listed right on the technique, but it's simply the long version of it, which is the first part, part 1, one time per week, not on the same day you do VECA work, and then each day, except that one day that you did the long version, you don't have to do it twice that day. You just do the 6-step quick one instead of a Maharic seal, instead of an Akasha seal. So it's really easy, compared to a lot of stuff. So I think that's, yes.
What do we do with in the 14?
Okay. Technique 8, either part 1 or part 2. You can do it after either one of those. It says right there. The instructions are right on, right where it says preparation, right on the techniques. They're there. Yes.
When we do Technique 8, do we do the VECAs that same day?
No. You do not do VECAs on the same day that you do flame body work. Too much frequency at once. Okay? Yes? I'm sorry.
The lunar salutation that we do before the 6th period, and then the
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought the Sumerians were replacing. I thought they were the new salutation. So do we do the one that were? Is that the lunar salutation?
The lunar salutation that we ran today, yesterday during this program, I believe was a Technique 2 in Dance for Life. Is that the number of that, I think? Okay. That one, you just do, you don't have to do the seers while you're spinning, all right? You do them after. That's really all that's saying. You just run the lunar with the sound tones that go with it, which that's the one that uses the Ire, the Ire Manet lines. Right, you don't have to use that anymore. These are more powerful. So we're upgrading from that is basically what it is. And the seers you can do, unless you've got it together where you know how to do them while you're spinning, you can do that. You don't have to though. You can do them after while you're standing in your pillar and do them as slow as you need to. Just do the tones while you're doing them. Okay? Yeah, to run through the sequence of 6. Now, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not really that long, actually, to do that. Okay. Okay. Right here. Right. Right. If you were in the Bermuda thing, good question. If you were in the Bermuda workshop where you began the flame body activations there, start from that point, counting your 4 to 6 weeks. And feel it out for yourself. I mean, it's 4 to 6. I can't tell each of you. We're not supposed to diagnose everybody. We can't do that. You got to feel it out for yourself. Can you feel frequency when you're running these techniques yet? If the answer is not at all, go for 6 weeks instead of 4, okay? If after 6 weeks you can't feel it either, just do them anyway, all right? Just go anyway, upgrade anyway, all right? So we need to get to the techniques, or we're going to be here forever.
One thing about the lunar salutation.
Yes.
Do we do the lunar and then, you know how we complete it with the solar? So we do the Ure Shabbat, Keshe, then we do the Manu,
What? Yes, you do. When any you have to complete a salutation. Lunar simply means you start with the bottom one, and then you would finish with the top one. You don't just do the bottom one and stop. You're going to be wobbling all over the place if you do that. Yeah. Unless you feel like you're on fire on your bottom half. Yeah. And probably pretty spacey and sluggish on the top. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we do want to get into the technique, so what? I love you dearly, but please, I want to give you a question-answer period, but we're going to be here for eternity.
Right, we're going to do techniques 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 back to back. I know it's late, but it's important to allow the appropriate spaces for you to make the connections with the techniques, otherwise there's little point in doing it, so I'm not going to rush through it. Technique 3, the Eros flame and silver sanctum, activating the celestite crystal and the etheric body akasha seal. Eros flame activation level 2. Once the Iombi passage below the navel has been opened through release of the celestite crystal of dimensional lock 3, which you've now done, the D3 mental body field opens into the radial body Eros field, causing the polarized D5, D7 Eros to depolarize to a D12 Manu Rayon field. The density 1 body is thus prepared to receive the frequencies of the fully activated celestite crystal and the density 1 Eros flame Akasha body, or silver sanctum. Activation of the Eros flame opens the Manu window surrounding the density 1 Hoover body, which will begin activation of the density 1 Manu windows in the nucleus of every atom in the body. So begin by slowing the breathing rate, whilst at the same time making your connection, focusing the mental body attention on the Iombi point just below the navel. It'll take just a few moments to do this. While you're working with bringing your attention to the Iombi, imagine your consciousness as a spark of pale silver Maharic light. Imagine your consciousness as a spark of pale silver Maharic light placed within the celestite crystal sphere, within the Iombi point. Now, with your attention focused in the celestite crystal at the Iombi, give the mental command, shift now to the etheric body vehicle, while imagining your etheric body moving out to the right of your physical body, with the silver spark of your consciousness placed within the brain center, pineal gland of the etheric body. So with your attention focused on the crystal at the Iombi, give the mental command, shift now to the etheric body vehicle, moving out to the right, with the silver spark of your consciousness in the pineal gland of the etheric body. Now we're going to use the vertical breathing rhythm, the abdomen expansion, of running the Maharic current within your physical body, and you will do this to move the silver spark within the etheric body. So using the vertical breathing rhythm, inhale Maharic current up from earth core and into the heart chakra. In one breathing motion, exhale the Maharic current into the heart chakra, and then direct its flow downward to the celestite crystal at the Iombi point. Take 2 more breaths in exactly this way, using each exhale to expand Maharic current into the heart chakra and then down into the celestite crystal. Take 1 further breath, inhaling Maharic current up from earth core directly into the celestite crystal at the Iombi. Now with your attention focused on the celestite crystal, you're going to inhale deeply and then exhale forcefully into the crystal while imagining that the celestite crystal moves with the breath into the Iombi cord and to the right, passing from your physical body into the Iombi of the etheric body. So inhale deeply with your attention focused on the celestite crystal, then exhale forcefully into the crystal, imagining the crystal moves with the breath into the Iombi cord and to the right, passing into the Iombi of the etheric body. And just imagine that the pale silver blue celestite crystal is now nestling comfortably within the Iombi point of the etheric body. Move your attention to the pale silver spark at the pineal gland of the etheric body. Inhale in the physical body. Then exhale forcefully while imagining that the silver spark rides the breath current, moving rapidly down from the etheric pineal into the celestite crystal at the etheric Iombi point. When the silver spark intersects with the crystal, a momentary etheric flaring occurs, as the crystal bursts into a small pale silver blue eros flame about 1.5 inches high within the etheric body Iombi. Inhale once more and exhale forcefully, imagining that the pale silver blue eros flame spreads throughout every atom of the etheric body, turning the pale blue-gray etheric body into a brilliant, glowing, shimmering, pale silver blue etheric body that glows and gently pulses, sending rays of pale silver blue energy outward through and beyond the etheric body into the biofield with every pulse. Now focus your attention on the small eros flame at the etheric body Iombi. And inhale, using the inhale breath, to draw the eros flame through the Iombi cord and into the physical body Iombi point. Inhale, draw the eros flame through the Iombi cord and into the physical body Iombi point. Exhale forcefully, using the breath to push the eros flame down to the earth's core. When the flame enters the earth's core, the flame momentarily flares once more, filling every atom in the physical body with pale silver blue eros Maharata divine blueprint frequency. Try to sense the release of the eros wave within the physical body as a gentle ripple of energy that moves simultaneously in all directions throughout the physical body. Now focus your attention on the Eros flame at Earth's core, chakra 13. Inhale deeply and draw the Eros flame up to the heart chakra. Focus your attention on the inside of the Eros flame, then exhale forcefully, using the breath to expand the flame from within the heart chakra and outward through the body. Continuing to expand until the flame is fully expanded around the entire body and outward several feet into your auric field, forming the pale silver blue Akasha Inner Sanctum body capsule. And gently move your attention back to the etheric body, positioned to the right of your physical body. Inhale, drawing the etheric body horizontally back into your physical body. And when the two bodies rapidly and fully align, the activated Eros flame Akasha capsule will momentarily flare as the Eros flame phase locks within both the etheric and physical bodies. The Akasha Seal Eros flame and the celestite crystal are now fully activated. The crystal will remain in position at the etheric body Iombi until you next use the technique 1, 2, 3 sequence to reactivate and amplify the Eros flame, at which time the celestite crystal will again be found on the granite slab within the sleeping room at the bottom of the 22-step spiral staircase. Technique 4, just relax and breathe easy. Technique 4, commanding silence from the inner throne of power. Amareya flame activation level 1. This technique is used to create a calm, clear space in the D3 mental body and quiet the inner chatter as sub-personality fragments, figments, elemental attachments, and shadow that emerges from the D1, D2 subconscious mind during DNA template activation and spiritual integration. Empowering the relationship between D3 ego and the higher personal inner Christos to strengthen the ego's ability to reclaim its naturally intended power as co-director and healer of the subconscious forces. Frequent use of the full technique will, over time, create a subconscious healing field within you that functions on autopilot as a subliminal self-healing empowerment program that progressively embeds within the DNA template to heal the distorted template embedding of the shadow. And gently move your attention to the point of focus at the top of the breastbone at chakra 8, just above chakra 4 and below chakra 5, below the clavicle. To dip just below the throat where the bone begins. Beneath this position on the physical body lies the Azure, the tiny central control center for the embodied Kathara grid template within the base of the thymus gland. So with your attention focused in the Azure position, imagine that a deep azure blue azurite crystal sphere is located within the Azure. Within this azurite crystal lies the throne of power, the center point of the embodied Eka Godseed through which the eternal flame of Amareya embodies. Imagine now that your mental awareness is a spark of pale silver Maharic light. Do your best to imagine, or at least intend, that you're going to travel as this spark of Maharic light, and that you are traveling now into the center of the azurite crystal sphere, the gateway of the Amareya flame of eternal Christed love. Think of the Amareya gateway now as a tiny Maharic silver egg, the cosmic Amaraya egg, encased within a deep azure blue spherical standing wave. Imagine that you, as the eternal Maharic spark, moves to the center of the Amaraya egg within the azurite crystal. You have now entered the place of your eternal birthright. You have entered the hallowed ground of your original divine heritage as a living expression of the one God source. The Amaraya egg within the Amaraya gateway and Manu azurite flame is the eternal still point through which the still small voice of the God self within speaks. Visualize or intend that you, as the spark of Maharic light, are now positioned within the Amaraya gateway. A pale silver spark of light, that's you, encased within the pale silver Amaraya egg, surrounding you, within the eternal azurite flame of the deep azure blue azurite crystal sphere, the inner Eka center point of creation. Here, all things are eternally still, calm and peaceful. Here is the sanctuary within, the inner temple of Kemala Hatia, the eternal safe ground and perpetual guardian of one's personal, eternal, direct relationship to God, Source. Gently draw Maharic current up from Chakra 13 at Earth's core and into the azurite crystal center, directly into the Amaraya gateway, through the azurite flame, and into the Amaraya egg. Once more, draw gentle Maharic current up from Earth core, into the azurite crystal center, directly into the Amaraya gateway, through the azurite flame, and into the Amaraya egg. Exhale gently, filling the Amaraya egg with Maharic current. As you do this, imagine that the Amaraya egg responds and begins to awaken, responding to your intention and desire to return to at-one-ment with your God Self. The Amaraya egg now fills with pulsating pale silver Maharic light and expands, growing larger and larger, extending outward to encase your physical body in a beautiful, shimmering egg of eternal life. Imagine now that you can sense the living presence of God Source and your personal God Self everywhere around you. You are encased within its eternal love, mercy, protection, and divine understanding. Imagine that you can see and feel the Amaraya egg fully encasing your physical body, and that an azurite flame of deep azure blue extends into the room, fully enshrouding you within the Amaraya egg capsule. Extend your imagination to remember that beyond the azurite flame is the azurite crystal sphere. Sense the azurite crystal as extending 20 feet or more around your physical body in the room. 20 feet or more in every direction around your body. In this way you have brought your throne of power directly into the 3D world now. You are the still point now. You have brought the Amaraya gateway directly to the doorstep of D3 finite creation. From this point of eternal power and love, you can heal all, understand all, love all, co-create all. Within the Amaraya egg, you, and God Source are one. You are now your God Self. Breathe slowly and gently for a few moments and feel the truth of your God Self. Here now, eternal. Feel the truth of your peace. Acknowledge and fully affirm this with strength, repeating out loud the following declaration of the God Self. Speak the words of your truth now. I am peace now.
I am peace now.
I am at one with all.
I am at one with all.
I am in a safe and loving universe now.
I am in a safe and loving universe now.
I am love and I am loved.
I am loved and I am loved.
I am innocent.
I am innocent.
I am healed.
I am healed.
I know my eternal truth now.
I know my eternal truth now.
I am my eternal truth now.
I am my eternal truth now.
I am one with God now.
I am one with God now.
I express as God now.
I express as God now.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Inhale deeply, drawing Maharic current up again to the Azure point at the thymus gland. And exhale the Maharic current into the Azure. And feel the Maharic current rapidly expand to every atom and cell in your physical, emotional, and mental body. The Maharic current is the carrier wave through which your affirmation of eternal truth is carried into every part of your being. As you do this, allow yourself to notice if there is any tension, fear, discomfort, unease, mental, emotional, physical distraction occurring within your being. Pay attention to how your body feels and seek out areas of self that are resisting the spoken truth of the God Self within. When you locate an area of resistance, focus your attention directly upon it and mentally, not out loud, mentally restate your divine conviction as follows. I am the voice of peace.
I am the voice of peace.
Don't speak the words out loud, just say them in your head. I am the voice of knowing. I am the voice of God's Self. I now address thee and send to you now, from my unlimited store of eternal power and love, any healing that you may require. Now again, inhale Maharic current up into the Azure point, and exhale the Maharic carrier wave into the Azure, allowing it to carry your stated gift of healing and love to every area of your being. Imagine that you are directing part of the Maharic carrier wave directly to the discovered areas of resistance. Breathe several Maharic breaths into and through the Azure throne of power, sending the gift of love and healing to all disharmonic energies within you. Now, before the next breath, or as you're drawing the breath, you're going to mentally affirm, that's not out loud, just inside of your own head. You're going to draw a deep Maharic breath, saying to yourself, I decree the following intention from this, my throne of power. Take a deep inhale breath. Mentally affirm, I decree the following intention from this, my throne of power. Exhale forcefully and feel your entire body, every atom, every cell, poise itself in readiness to receive divine instruction. Now, inside your head or out loud, affirm the following. I return now to my world of intention. In calm and centered peace and productivity. I command now the silence of the eternal God mind. I embrace now the stillness within. I go forth now in joyous victory. Ta Asia in Tadoe. Inhale Maharic current directly from the Azure, then exhale horizontally, using the out-breath to expand a Maharic wave disk outward from the Azure. So draw frequency directly from the Azure, exhale it horizontally to create a disk, a horizontal disk, encircling the entire area of the body at the Azure position, extending its perimeter to touch the inside of the Amareya egg around your physical body. Now, on the next inhale, we're going to contract the Maharic disc. So inhale and imagine that the Maharic disc is now contracting with the inhale breath, drawing the Amareya egg, azurite flame, and azurite crystal back into the Azure. Inhale. Draw the disc in, draw the Amareya egg, azurite flame, and azurite crystal back into the Azure. Exhale once more into the Azure, using the breath to deposit your throne of power back into its home station within the Azure in the thymus gland. Just breathe easy. Just feel that effect before we move on to technique 5. And we just gently bring our attention now towards technique 5, born free, live free, shadow healing preparation, releasing elemental and figment attachments. This technique is used to prepare the density 1 physical, emotional, and mental bodies for core template shadow dancer decoding. By clearing the portions of the density 1 atomic, etheric, elemental, chemical, and mental miasmic shield embedding, and releasing density 1 elemental and figment shadow body attachments. The technique assists the shadow body to lighten its load and raise in frequency by releasing portions of its density 1 attachment miasmic content, enabling the density 1 shadow body to more easily link with the natural Christic body for healing once shadow dancers are decoded. This technique utilizes a linguistic template reprogramming grid in the ancient Elohai Elohim Anahazi language, expressed as the language of the nodus, to call upon the portions of your personal consciousness of the D1, 2, and 3 nodes within your density 1 telluric shield. The linguistic template reprogramming tones activate the node flame and its base 12 ray in full Maharic coding to assist you in co-creative healing. And continue to breathe gently in a relaxed fashion. If you need to check your breathing rate, slow it down to about half normal speed. And then call to mind, whilst you're regulating your breathing, the image of your silver sanctum, pale silver blue Akasha capsule. And imagine an image of the silver sanctum centered within the Amareya egg, within the azurite flame and azurite crystal at the azure point in the base of the thymus gland. Inhale Maharic current up into the azure and directly into your silver sanctum capsule stationed within the Amareya egg. Exhale Maharic current into your silver sanctum, using the breath to expand the silver sanctum capsule and everything around it, the Amareya egg, the azurite flame, and the azurite crystal, through and outside of the physical and etheric bodies, and into the auric field several feet out from the body. Take 3 more deep inhale, exhale Maharic breaths. Exhaled into the expanding silver sanctum to complete its expansion outward into the auric field, completely surrounding the physical and etheric bodies, several feet out on all sides. Put your attention and awareness on the feeling of sitting calmly and peacefully within the sacred space of your silver sanctum. Feel your internal Christos power base as a living wave of consciousness that is now alive and awakened within you. Relax your physical facial muscles into the posture of a relaxed, peaceful, contented smile. Now move the focus of your attention to the Iombi point just below the chakra 2 center point at the navel. And imagine there, in that position, with your attention focused in that position, that you can see the trapped, distorted density 1 elemental and figment attachment power centers. Imagine these power centers as small, shiny black spheres resembling polished coal that orbit around what appears to be a central dark sun, or the dark fallen sun, which appears within the central vertical current at the Iombi point as a rotating, dull gray-black sphere resembling metallic iron, about the size of a golf ball. This is surrounded by a radiant, muddy-looking yellow-orange static aura approximately 1 inch thick. The dark sun around which the attachment power centers orbit is the D1.75 heart of Anubis, 4th black heart of Metatron implant that draws in and holds attachments within the density 1 shadow body. Just breathe calmly and slowly for a moment while observing or imagining this density 1 shadow solar system that is formed by the density 1 metallic iron Anubis black heart implant and the carbon crystal cores of the reverse matrix density 1 attachment shields. Now, we're going to take 2 or 3 inhale, exhale Maharic breaths. We'll do 3. On the exhales, we'll push the Maharic current upward to form a pale silver Maharic sphere within the heart chakra. So, take the first of the 3 now. Inhale deeply. Use the out breath to push the current upward to form a pale silver sphere within the heart chakra. And then slowly and gracefully place your right palm over the Iumbi point just below the navel. Inhale another Maharic breath, using the inhale to draw the Maharic sphere from the heart center upward into the Azare point at the thymus base. Exhale Maharic current into the Amaraya egg at the center of the Azurite flame within the Azurite crystal throne of power. Now I'll give you instructions on the exhale before we do the inhale. We're going to inhale another Maharic breath up and into the Maharic sphere in the Azare Amaraya egg, then exhale forcefully, pushing the Maharic sphere all the way down from the Azare into the heart chakra, then down the right arm, through the right palm, pushing the Azare-coded Maharic sphere directly through the Iumbi point and into the center of the dark sun Metatronic iron heart implant. So inhale into the Maharic sphere in the Azare Amaraya egg, then exhale forcefully using the breath to push the sphere all the way down from the Azare into the heart chakra, down the right arm, through the right palm, into the Azare-coded sphere, directly through the Iumbi point and into the center of the dark sun. Do this twice more in your own time. Now, bring your mental attention fully onto the dark sun implant. Determine in your mind that you're going to hold a very clear mental intention. And you make it with and to yourself by saying the following quietly to yourself. We co-create attachment healing now. And say it inside of your head really emphatically. And then repeat after me, and we'll do this 3 times, though usually we'll only do it once. But it involves us using the Anahazi language. Dur et a. Repeat after me. Dur et a. Isa. No una. Ta a. De. Dur et a. Isa. No una. Ta a. De. Dur et a. Isa. No una. Ta a. De. Now, upon contact with this no-tone command, the Azare-coded Maharic current, the dark sun implant, should have shuddered, wobbled, and stopped rotation. Use your inner vision to check as much as you can whether the rotation has ceased. Imagine that the attachment's small black carbon crystal sphere shield cores have begun to drop downward out of their orbit around the dark sun implant. Now, inhale Maharic current upwards to chakra 2 at the navel and exhale forcefully, using the breath to activate your density 1 telluric shield. Imagine your shield pops out from its chakra 2 core orange seed crystal seal within your central vertical current. Imagine your shield extends outward on a horizontal plane from chakra 2 orange seed crystal seal. Imagine it extends outward from your body at the navel area level to form a 3-foot rotating disc of pale pink, pale peach, pale yellow light, surrounded by a pale silver Maharic aura. Now inhale Maharic current upward and into the orange seed crystal seal at chakra 2 at the center of your telluric shield, within the central vertical current. As you inhale, imagine that the breath is drawing all of the freed shiny black spheres of the attachment's core carbon crystals into chakra 2 seed crystal seal. Inhale Maharic current upward into the orange seed crystal seal at the center of your telluric shield. Imagine that the inhale breath is drawing all of the freed shiny black spheres of the attachment's carbon crystals into chakra 2, the orange seed crystal seal at chakra 2. As you do this, notice that the orange sphere of chakra 2 momentarily turns a deep, dark, murky orange-brown as the seed seal collects the freed miasmic attachment carbon core crystals. Inhale Maharic current into the chakra 2 orange seed crystal seal and imagine the image of your small pale silver blue eros flame at the Iombi point just below the navel. Exhale the Maharic breath into the chakra 2 orange seed crystal seal while imagining the pale silver blue eros flame flares upward, its top point gently piercing the orange seed crystal seal at the center of chakra 2. Inhale a slow, gentle Maharic breath up through the pale silver blue eros flame and into the murky orange sphere of the miasm-loaded chakra 2 seed crystal seal. Exhale Maharic current gently into the seed seal murky orange sphere. Imagine that the small, shiny black miasmic attachment crystal spheres all simultaneously pop, transmuting into tiny radiant sparks of pale silver blue eros energy that quickly cool down to form tiny pale silver blue smooth celestite crystal spheres. Imagine that as the celestite crystal spheres form, the color of the chakra 2 seed crystal seal clears and glows radiant orange, returning to its natural D2 orange frequency wavelength. With your mental attention on the spiraling vortex at chakra 2, place your left palm over the front spiral of the vortex at the navel. And inhale Maharic current up and into the chakra 2 seed crystal seal. Gently exhale the Maharic current horizontally, running a thick pale silver stream of Maharic current simultaneously backward and forward through and out of the front and rear of the chakra 2 spirals. Repeat the in-breath, out-breath cycle, and as you exhale, imagine that the tiny celestite crystal spheres containing the shields of the previous attachments are magnetically drawn into your left palm that is covering the front chakra 2 spiral. Imagine that pale silver blue sparks of eros energy gently spiral outward from the rear spiral of chakra 2 to disperse as a pale silver blue glittering cloud within your auric field, about 1 foot out behind the physical body. And relax now and breathe easy, while imagining that your telluric shield disc automatically contracts back into the chakra 2 orange seed crystal seal within the central vertical current behind the navel, as the last celestite crystals draw into your left palm. Now close your left hand around the invisible celestite crystals. Then lift your hand upward and a bit away from your body, as if you're about to let a butterfly fly free from your left hand. Slowly open your left hand with your palm facing upward and imagine that ghost-like beings made of pale silver blue eros light joyfully fly free from your left hand. As the freed elementals and figments return to their natural Christic evolutionary path, issuing a joyful telepathic thank you to you for loving them enough to set them free. And before disengaging your attention, issue your own telepathic thank you to your own D12 Christos avatar self, the nodus consciousness of the rays, and the one God source of all creation, for this blessed opportunity to co-create healing through the frequencies and consciousness of divine Christic love. Just breathe easily as we move into technique 6, shadow shielding, shadow healing step 1, shadow body silver sanctum bonding, which is Amareya flame activation level 2. The purpose of technique 6 is to prepare the density 1 physical, emotional and mental bodies for core template shadow dancer decoding by bonding the shadow body to the silver sanctum protection field to further raise and strengthen its natural frequencies and accelerate shadow body miasmic transmutation through divine blueprint infusion. This technique strengthens shadow body immunity to attachments while accelerating miasmic clearing in the shadow body. Hailing the nodus and using capstone nodes to accelerate transmutation of shadow body shield reversals, enabling the shadow body to more easily link with the Christic body for healing once shadow dancers are decoded. This process is facilitated by the D14 Mane and D12 Manu nodus currents, also known as the Golden Silver One. The Golden Silver One current is the Rishik capstone Mane nodus consciousness of the D14 Ra antimatter gaseous primal light field, merged with the Christic capstone Manu nodus consciousness of the D12 Maha divine blueprint pre-matter liquid light field. Together, the 144 fire letters of the Maha nodus and the 168 fire letters of the Ra nodus form the 312 fire letters of what is called the sacred secret song, or the Ra Ma'a current, which is the primal capstone ray of transmutation, through which all things made of light, such as frozen light matter units, are returned to their organic pre-manifestation state of primal sound vibration, for return to the Kundalini primal sound fields through direct demanifestation. Frequent toning of sets of 12 repetitions of the secret song, Ra Ma'a, will progressively accelerate and strengthen the transmutative functions of the shadow body's golden silver one aura filter. Frequent use of the entire Technique 6 will progressively amplify the strength, longevity, and intensity of the shadow body silver sanctum Akasha capsule seal, while advancing the process of automatic shadow body miasmic transmutation. So bring your attention, call to mind the image of your silver sanctum, pale silver blue Akasha capsule. And imagine an image of the silver sanctum centered within the Amareya egg, within the azurite flame and azurite crystal, at the azure point in the base of the thymus gland. Inhale Maharic current up into the azure and directly into your silver sanctum capsule stationed within the Amareya egg. Exhale Maharic current into your silver sanctum, using the exhale breath to expand the silver sanctum capsule and everything around it, Amareya egg, azurite flame, azurite crystal, through and outside of the physical body and etheric bodies and into the auric field several feet out from the body. In your own time, take 3 more deep inhale, exhale Maharic breaths to expand the silver sanctum, to complete its expansion outward into the auric field, completely surrounding the physical and etheric bodies, several feet out on all sides. Now feel yourself sitting calmly and peacefully within the sacred space of your silver sanctum. And whilst you're feeling that, gently bring your mental attention to the Iumbi point just below the navel. And call to mind the image of the dark fallen sun, the D1.75 heart of Anubis, 4th black heart of Metatron implant. The density 1 dark sun appears within the central vertical current at the Iumbi point as a rotating, dull, grey-black sphere resembling metallic iron about the size of a golf ball that is surrounded by a radiant, muddy-looking yellow-orange static aura approximately 1 inch thick. Now imagine that you can see a metatronic feeding cord, a narrow pipe or hose-like structure that extends out to the rear of the body on a horizontal plane from inside the Iumbi point dark sun to a position in your auric field just behind your left hip, about 6 to 8 inches beyond the physical body. The density 1 shadow body links to the organic density 1 physical and etheric bodies through the 4th black heart implant within the etheric body and shadow body Iumbi points. The density 1 shadow body stands behind and to the left with its back to the physical body on the DNA strand 2 node line. Now, imagine that you follow the metatronic cord to its connection point within the shadow body subshield, where the horizontally extending cord connects to the shadow body via a small, dull grey-black iron core crystal sphere, approximately the size of a large marble. In your mind's eye, imagine that you're mentally focusing upon the small shadow body iron core crystal behind you in your auric field. Now, while calling to mind the image of the small pale silver blue Eros flame stationed at the Iumbi point, inhale pale silver Maharic current up from Earth's core and into the Iumbi point in your physical etheric bodies. Forcefully exhale Maharic current into the Eros flame center at the Iumbi point. Imagine the flame flares, then expands with the exhale breath, forming a secondary silver sanctum akasha capsule replica within the boundaries of the primary Eros flame akasha capsule surrounding you. Draw a further inhale breath, forcefully exhale. Imagine the Eros flame flares and expands, forming a second silver sanctum akasha capsule within the boundaries of the Eros flame akasha capsule surrounding you. Now bring your attention back to the physical etheric Iumbi point. Inhale Maharic current into the physical etheric Iumbi point and forcefully exhale the Maharic current through the Iumbi point and out into the silver sanctum akasha capsule replica in your auric field. Now, on the next inhale, we're going to have the silver sanctum replica rapidly contract. So inhale, another Maharic breath. This time imagining the silver sanctum replica rapidly contracting with the inhale breath, drawing back into the physical etheric Iambi point to become a tiny, pale silver blue Eros flame replica within the Iambi point. Exhale strongly, while imagining the tiny Eros flame replica enters the metatronic feeding cord pipeline at the physical etheric Iambi point, then travels on the exhale breath horizontally across the cord and directly into the dull grey black iron core crystal dark sun implant of the shadow body Iambi point. With the pale silver blue Eros flame replica stationed in the dark sun iron core crystal implant of the shadow body, inhale Maharic current up from Earth's core through your physical body central vertical current to the heart chakra. Deep inhale all the way up to the heart chakra. Exhale the Maharic current from the heart chakra upward and out the top of your head to the chakra 14, 36 inches above your head. Now on the next inhale, you're going to imagine a small marble-sized pale yellow sphere of light, the pale golden capstone node D14 pale gold flame core crystal within the center of the 14th chakra. So inhale, imagining a small marble-sized pale yellow sphere of light within the center of the 14th chakra. And then use a forceful exhale breath to push the pale gold capstone node downward from the 14th chakra to the physical etheric Iambi point below the navel. And we're next going to use a 2-point abdominal inhale, and we're going to draw simultaneously Maharic current up from the Earth's core and the pale gold D14 current down from chakra 14 to meet within the Iambi. So inhale a 2-point abdominal Maharic breath, drawing D12 pale silver Maharic current up from the Earth's core to the Iambi meeting point, while drawing pale gold D14 current down from chakra 14, 36 inches above the head, to meet the Maharic current within the Iambi. As they meet, imagine that the D12 and D14 currents combine within the Iambi to form a small, sparkling, pale gold and silver sphere, the gold and silver one, in the Iambi point. With the pale gold and silver one sphere stationed within the physical etheric Iambi point, take a deep single point Maharic breath, drawing Maharic current into the center of the gold and silver one sphere. Exhale slowly and deeply while imagining the gold and silver one sphere passing into and through the metatronic cord, traveling with the exhale breath into the center of the small Eros flame replica that is waiting at the center of the dull grey black iron core crystal dark sun implant in the shadow body Iambi point. And relax and breathe easy. Allow yourself to imagine that the gold and silver one sphere now begins to automatically expand within the pale silver blue Eros flame replica. Push from within by the expanding gold and silver one sphere. Imagine that the Eros flame replica is expanding outward from the dark sun implant, through and beyond the boundaries of the shadow body, until the Eros flame replica has formed a silver sanctum akasha capsule completely around the shadow body. Now imagine that the gold and silver 1 sphere contracts to form a pale gold and silver 1 aura filter surrounding and permeating the dark sun iron core crystal sphere, while leaving the silver sanctum akasha capsule secured around the shadow body. Begin to transmute the miasmic content of the shadow body by toning out loud 6 times the sacred secret son, gold and silver 1 nodus name, Ra-Ma. As you do this, continue. Imagine that beautiful pale gold and silver 1 rays emerge from the gold and silver 1 aura filter surrounding the dark sun. Continue. Spreading throughout the dark, charcoal grey silhouette of the shadow body. When critical mass, layers and saturation is reached, the gold and silver 1 rays will automatically contract back into the aura filter around the dark sun implant. Last one. Fine. No, just breathe easy and imagine that you can now hear with the inner ears or sense the vibrational fluctuations of the released miasmic level transmitting back into primal sound vibration, clearing a miasmic level from the shadow body through direct demanifestation. Imagine, if you can, that you can see the shadow body silhouette turning 1 shade lighter to become a mid-tone charcoal grey. The rings have come around. So, the ring, oh, it's not bound, it's not this time. As you slowly and gently withdraw your mental attention from the shadow body world, know that the silver sanctum akasha capsule replica will remain bonded within the density 1 shadow body subshield, creating a barrier of protection and healing around and within the density 1 shadow body. The gold and silver 1 aura filter on the dark sun implant will also remain, assisting to automatically transmute and release elemental and figment attachments that are drawn into the density 1 shadow body by the dark sun heart of Anubis, 4th black heart of Metatron shield implant. Just breathe easy. These people are meditating. Yeah. And finally, technique 7, the last technique for the silver sanctum and Amorea flame for formation of the transharmonic Amorea flame akasha vehicle. Activation of the Amorea flame opens the mana window surrounding the density 1 and density 2 Hoover bodies, which will begin activation of the density 1 and density 2 mana windows in the nucleus of every atom in the body and the soul body. So with your eyes closed and your breathing rate slowed below normal as best as you can manage, bring your attention to the place within the center of your brain where the small, dimly lit circular room with a descending spiraling staircase resides. Bring the focus of your mental attention in the small, dimly lit circular room in the brain center. Since it is dimly lit in this space at the present time, you will need to feel the sensation of being within the circular room until your inner eyes adjust to the dim light. It will take a few seconds to allow you to feel the sensations around your physical body as if you were physically in the small circular room. Begin by feeling for the temperature in the air around you as it touches your skin. Is it cool, warm? Is it comfortable? Is it cold? Is it hot? Is there any sound in this space? And if so, what kind of sound? A second or two to check on whether or not there is anything to be seen in this space, when any objects or color or light emanating from any part of it. And with the image of the inner circular room established at your own brain center, imagine yourself standing there within the inner circular room, within your own brain center. Visualize or intend that your imaginary body, standing in the circular room, turns to the right from the position in which it was standing. After turning to the right, imagine now that a spiral staircase appears before you. This staircase ascends upwards and has 36 steps. With your eyes closed, sense with your physical and mental bodies the entrance to the ascending spiral staircase. If the spiral staircase were to magically open up now, emerging from your physical body and into the room, it would always appear directly to the right of your physical body. Now sense the area to the right of your physical body from which the staircase would emerge. This part of you represents the natural density 2 departure point. It exists for all beings carrying the human or indigo divine blueprint template. If at first you're unable to sense the density 2 departure point, simply imagine that it's there, opening and ascending upward to the right side of your physical body. Once you have located or imagined the density 2 departure point, move the focus of your mental attention to this area of your body and imagine that your awareness is now poised at the bottom stair of the ascending spiral staircase. The staircase extends upward from your density 2 departure point into an area that resembles a golden tunnel. And before we go and explore it, you are asked to sense the location of the staircase handrail. Imagine yourself reaching out to grasp it with the right hand. And with your physical palms resting in your lap, sense the feeling of the handrail within the palm of your physical right hand, and allow yourself to make the gesture of physically grasping the invisible handrail. Allow your hand to rest loosely in your lap whilst you do this, modeling the grasping gesture. Just use your right hand. The handrail is your guide as you prepare to ascend the spiral staircase to the awakening room above. Using the imagined sensation of the handrail in your right palm as your guide, imagine now that your mental awareness begins to slowly walk up the dimly lit stairway. Count each of the steps that you take as you slowly ascend. 1, 2, 3, and keep on counting to yourself. everyone will have at least 36 steps. The 36th step is the top step that leads directly into the density 2 D6.5 indigo violet awakening room, which is the Eka Godseed center point, the azurite crystal and inner temple of Kemalahatia. So, imagine now that you're standing on the 36th top step and release the handrail while allowing your hand to relax in your lap. You may not yet experience very much sensory data as you enter the indigo violet awakening room. But imagine that you are stepping from the 36th step to the aquamarine and amethyst tile floor of the awakening room, while imagining the awakening room as a circular aquamarine and amethyst tiled cave that is brightly lit with undulating rays of gold, indigo and violet light. In the center of the awakening room, there is an ancient yellow gold chalice, often called the Holy Grail, that rises up from the floor to the height of about 4 feet. Imagine that you are slowly walking forward with one hand extended to feel your way along through the blinding light rays, as if moving through the light field of a sun. Continue to sense that you are walking forward in the awakening room until your extended hand touches the raised golden chalice in front of you. When you reach the golden chalice, imagine that you are reaching forward to retrieve something that sits inside the upper bowl of the golden chalice itself. Now imagine that you're reaching down into the upper bowl of the golden chalice, searching with your fingers to locate the small object awaiting your retrieval. The object you find is a very deep azure blue azurite crystal, spherical in form, about the size of a large marble, with a sparkling, rough textured surface covered in minute azurite crystal cluster points. The azurite crystal is the door key to your density 2 etheric soul body. Now imagine picking up the azurite crystal in your right hand and model this gesture with your physical hand. So please imagine yourself using your physical right hand to pick up the azurite crystal. Leave your hand resting in your lap whilst you do it. But sense the size, weight, texture and temperature of the azurite crystal within your physical hand, as if the invisible object were really there. Now inhale pale silver maharic current up from Earth's core into your body, all the way up to the azure point at chakra 8 at the base of the thymus. Exhale the maharic current from the azure down your right arm into your palm and into the azurite crystal. Take 3 more vigorous inhale and exhale breaths, each time energizing and activating the azurite crystal in your palm. Now imagine the azurite crystal is glowing and pulsating with an aura of pale silver gold light. You may see this pale silver gold aura around the azurite crystal in your inner vision, and may sense the weight of the crystal in your palm growing slightly less heavy. You may also sense nothing, but even so, the azurite crystal is now activated. Now, with your eyes, continue to have your eyes closed. Move your physical right hand, imagining the activated azurite crystal within it, to the azure point. Cup your hand over the azure point as if the invisible crystal was positioned between your palm and your body. Inhale a Maharic breath up to the azure and exhale the breath down your right arm into your palm and through the azurite crystal. As the breath carries the Maharic frequency into your body, there is a sensation of mild buzzing in the azure area. As the data key stored in the azurite crystal moves into the corresponding lock 6 on the density 2 etheric soul body door. If you do not feel the buzzing sensation, send up to 3 more inhale-exhale Maharic breaths through the azurite crystal to amplify the Maharic charge, which will release the data key. As the data key releases, imagine that your body absorbs the entire azurite crystal, removing it from your palm and transferring the crystal into the etheric lock 6 at the azure. Let your right hand rest gently in your lap once more, while shifting your mental focus to the physical azure, where the crystal has entered. Imagine now that you can sense the weight and gentle buzzing of the azurite crystal within your physical body in the azure. The crystal now rotates slowly and pulses in a gentle rhythm. On every pulsation, releasing a pale silver gold azure blue azurite wave field of frequency rays that contain the natural activation code mathematical program for your personal density 2 etheric soul body. We spend a brief moment for you to become aware of each gentle pulse of the subtle azurite wave field as it emanates from the azure at the thymus and spreads outward in all directions through every atom in your body, giving your D2 etheric soul body field its ancient wake-up call. Just relax and breathe slowly for a few moments to get in touch with the presence of the pulsing azurite waves. The waves are there, even if you cannot yet sense their presence. Your D4 astral atomic etheric body does sense them and responds accordingly. Now inhale Maharic current up to the azure and exhale the current within the azure to form a tiny pale silver Maharic spark. Use 2 more inhale-exhale Maharic breaths, each one expanding the Maharic spark within the azure to the size of a chicken's egg, while observing the sensation of the Maharic egg expanding into your azure. Take a final Maharic breath, this time inhaling Maharic current directly into the Maharic egg, and use a forceful exhale to burst the Maharic egg while pushing the released rays of current through your entire body and outward into your auric field. And bring your focus to the azure where the azurite crystal entered the body. Slowly inhale Maharic current upward from Earth's core to the azure, using a deep, steady, fluid inhale to initiate the activation breath. Inhaling Maharic current into the azure, then holding this breath for a moment while focusing mental attention on the azurite crystal in the azure. Exhale slowly, using the exhale breath to push more Maharic current into the azurite crystal. And then relax and breathe gently for a few moments, waiting for a subtle pop sensation or a sense of expansion or warmth within the azure. As the azure lock seal releases, freeing the density 2 D4 atomic etheric body for merger with the activated density 1 silver sanctum eros flame. The Azure passage extending between the density 1 and density 2 body Azure points is now opened, and the Azurite crystal is activated. As the Azure lock seal releases, you may or may not experience a momentary sense of heat waves rising from the neck through the head or cranial pressure inside or surrounding the skull as the D6 mental body capsule opens and expands into the density 2 etheric soul body blueprint. The etheric soul body exists as a D4 Irae plus Mane primal current energy field within and surrounding every atom, which extends like a form-fitting pale blue, violet, and gold energy spacesuit around the entire physical body. Relax with eyes closed, breathe gently, and imagine the etheric soul body spacesuit, or density 2 body replica. Imagine that you can see its pale blue, violet, and gold form sitting within your physical body in exactly the same position as you are now. Once the Azure passage has been opened through release of the Azurite crystal of dimensional lock 6, the D6 mental body field opens into the density 2 radial body Eros field, causing the polarized D5, D7 Eros to depolarize to a D12 Mano-Rayon field. The density 2 body is thus prepared to receive the frequencies of the fully activated Azurite crystal and the density 2 Amorea flame Akasha body, or transharmonic Amorea flame body. Relax and breathe slowly while focusing your mental body attention on the Azure point in the physical body. Imagine your consciousness as a spark of pale silver Maharic light placed within the Azurite crystal at the central pale silver Amorea egg throne of power within the Azurite flame inside of the Azurite crystal sphere. With your attention focused in the Amorea egg at the Azure, give the mental command, shift now, to the density 2 etheric soul body vehicle, while imagining your etheric soul body moving out to the right of your density 1 physical body, with the silver spark of your consciousness placed within the brain center pineal gland of the density 2 etheric soul body. So, with your attention focused in the Amorea egg at the Azure, give the mental command, shift now to the density 2 etheric soul body, imagining it moving out to the right, with the silver spark of your consciousness placed within the brain center of the density 2 etheric soul body. Using the vertical breathing rhythm of running the Maharic current within your physical body, you will move the silver spark within the density 2 etheric soul body. So inhale Maharic current up from the earth core into the Azure. In one breathing motion, exhale the Maharic current into the Azurite crystal at the Azure. Use the exhale breath to direct the Azurite crystal horizontally to the right, while imagining that the Azurite crystal moves with the breath into the Azure cord and into the density 2 etheric soul body. Imagine that the deep azure blue Azurite crystal is now nestling comfortably within the Azure point of the etheric soul body. Now move your attention to the pale silver spark at the pineal gland of the etheric soul body. Inhale in the physical body, then exhale forcefully while imagining that the silver spark rides the breath current, moving rapidly down from the etheric pineal into the Azurite crystal at the etheric soul body Azure point. When the silver spark intersects with the crystal, an etheric flaring occurs as the Azurite crystal bursts into a small, deep azure blue Manu flame about 2 3/4 inches high within the etheric body Azure. Inhale, then exhale, and imagine that the deep azure blue Manu Amorea flame spreads throughout every atom of the density 1 and density 2 etheric bodies, turning the pale blue, violet, and gold density 2 etheric soul body into a brilliant, glowing, shimmering, pale silver blue, transharmonic etheric akasha body as the density 1 and density 2 silver sanctums unite. Now focus your attention on the small Amaraya Manu flame at the etheric soul body Azure. Inhale, using the inhale breath to draw the Amaraya flame through the Azure cord and into the physical body Azure point. Exhale forcefully, using the breath to push the Amaraya flame down to the 13th chakra at Earth's core. When the flame enters Earth's core, the flame momentarily flares, filling every atom in the physical and soul body with deep azure blue, Amaraya divine blueprint frequency. Sense, if you can, the release of the Amaraya wave within the physical body as a gentle expansion of internal heat emerging from the Azure that moves simultaneously in all directions throughout the physical body. Now, with your attention focused on the Amaraya flame at Earth core, prepare to inhale deeply and simultaneously from 2 directions in the 2-point breathing of the Amaraya activation. We're going to be breathing density 2 indigo frequency down from the 14th chakra, 36 inches above the head, while breathing pale silver Maharic current and the Amaraya flame upward from Earth core, bringing the 2 currents of energy into union within the Azure point. So, inhale simultaneously, breathing indigo frequency down from the 14th chakra, 36 inches above your head, and drawing pale silver Maharic current and the Amaraya flame upward from Earth core, bringing them into union within the Azure. Now complete 3 additional 2-point inhale-exhale breaths to activate the Amaraya flame within the Azure. Now, shift your focus intently to the inside of the Amaraya flame at the Azure and take 2 final 2-point inhale breaths with your attention focused in this way. On the exhale, breathe forcefully, using the breath to rapidly expand the Amaraya flame from within the Azure outward through the body until the Amaraya flame is fully expanded around the entire body and outward several feet into your auric field, forming the pale silver blue 6-dimensional transharmonic akasha inner silver sanctum body capsule. Now bring your attention back to the etheric soul body, which you position to the right of your own physical body. Inhale, drawing the etheric soul body horizontally back into the physical body. When the 2 bodies rapidly and fully align, the activated Amaraya flame, transharmonic akasha capsule will momentarily flare as the Amaraya flame phase locks within both the density 1 and density 2 etheric and physical bodies. The transharmonic akasha seal, Amaraya flame, and the azurite crystal are now fully activated. In your own time, gently bring your conscious awareness back into the room and the sitting position. And the other lovely, patient, highly committed and enthusiastic members of your family offer to go to their room and switch on their electric blanket, or make them a hot water bottle or a hot toddy or a sandwich or whatever you like. But thank you and bless you for your patience.
God bless you, and
We can't stress strongly enough that, and will always be, extremely personal. The Regent ordination, which is level 3, is the highest ordination that can be facilitated right now for one reason and one reason only, and that is the frequency that is held in the planetary grids. We can't ordain beyond level 3 presently. Level 3 ordination recognizes that there are those indigos who come into incarnation in this life with a contract to embody as a full avatar. And it's my job to remind you that this facilitation that Ashana and I assist with in a simple way, and we assist your Rishi level, the Akati level, part of your identity, to activate strands, assist you in activating strands 10, 11, and 12, which are those that are prerequisites of initiating your avatar contract. The transmissions also operate to activate the will centers of chakras 8 and 2 in the pineal and the sacral. Okay? A part of the process involves a transmission of frequency between the Rishi level and each of you, which, if you were to see it through higher sight, would appear to be like a silver cone coming down above the upper part of your head between the 14th chakra and 12th. During the course of this process and the anchoring of the frequency in your fields, there is an exchange. The exchange goes like this. The Rishi level actually assumes, absorbs, removes from your fields approximately 2 years worth of walk-through karma. That's the upside. The downside is if at any future time events in your life develop in such a way that you decide that this path is not your path, the frequency that will be anchored this afternoon cannot be undone. And that would mean that walking a different path and carrying that frequency in your fields would be indeed uncomfortable. Okay?
Can you clarify what you mean by different path?
Yeah.
Yes, there are only 2 paths in this context. The one that leads up and the one that goes down. Hello, beloved!
Okay, I just wanted to add one little bit of thing to that. The reason it can't be, what you just explained about it can't be revoked once it's activated, it isn't that you're making any heavy change commitment to us or to the Yanni or to anybody. What it means is you're in this activation. We receive a spark of hydroplasmic liquid light from your Christos avatar. It goes through our field and we transmit it to you, and it goes to each, like you each get your own. That activates a killer, a tiny little killer, but a live line of pale silver hydroplasmic light between you and your avatar. Once that's activated in the body, you can't shut it off. You don't, even if you never read one of our books again, you decide you didn't want to, what it will simply do, you don't have to read our books to have a relationship with your avatar. But if you decided, let's say you wanted to go like be a Satanist or something like that, you wouldn't be able to process. And if you got more reversals, it would give you more and more difficulty. It would build up a charge in your field that would just be very difficult for you to process. So I just wanted you to know that it's not that, I can't revoke it if I change my mind or something. It's not about anything to do with us or even the work directly. It has to do with you and your avatar and activating what hurts in your body. So I just wanted to explain that.
Okay, well then, yeah, you just remote reference that we use. This is the Maha by Vectus Declaratum. The declaration of the Maharata, the intention decree, as the personal D12 Christos Avatar Maharata self-identity. So if you please say after me. I decree now in this moment of knowing. I decree now in this moment of knowing. that all things here within me are henceforth restored to the original divine intention of the one self that is mine. I release now all bonds of manifest illusion that place veils of self-forgetting before mine eyes. I revoke all separations of duality through which my heart is rendered numb with disillusion and discord. In this moment I reclaim the whole of my condition. Reaching forth into the depths of all creation. To now call my spirit home. I am the sun of the radiant glowing. I am the heart of divine love. I am the still point of the face of all creation. I am the voice of the universal song. I decree now in full remembered knowing that I am all and we are one. In setting forth this decree of my eternal divine power, I shall render divine intention only, through which the all and I are equally served. In the highest order of our collective best divine intention. I call now unto the many cells and shadows. Ensconced within the illusions of time. And decree unto thee. That I am this I am. I am the wind that brushes thy faces. I am the rain that renews thy field. I am the whisper of the breath of God within you. We now are the expression of divine heart, mind, and hand. We are the rumbling hymn song of the earthen worlds of matter. We are the prana breath of God eternal, manifest. We are the waters of eternal life, forever outward flowing. We are the cooling life force flame of the cosmic fire expressed. In our union now and always. Declare we in our wholeness. That all dissidence is rendered spent. All conflict now made healed. Now don't say this yet. On the next line I'm going to say, as divine name this. I will pause and you will say your own name out loud, and then we'll continue, okay? As divine name this. I as we. The Maharata come by vectors. Do now decree. Through the divine love, wisdom, and power that is mine. To express now as this moment. The condition of Maha by Vectai un Ure un Amor. Upon this invocation, divine intention is rendered manifest. In all conditions to which I now assign. Ta Asia enta doe. Ta Asia enta doe. Ta Asia enta doe. The vow of the regent, the vow to the Christos self. I have come to recognize in my growth and search for spiritual enlightenment that the light I seek lives always within me. The spark of eternal life that is God. In my maturity of knowing that I am this spark made flesh. I call now to this spark within. Rise, rise, and let your eternal fires burn. In this step across the threshold of creation. The spark within ignites. Becoming now the eternal flame of liquid light. Soothing, constant, and forever now embodied. I release to the Christ fire within me. All the fires of lesser passions spent. I release to the Christ fire within. All entanglements of duality. As they may exist within my humble vessel. I embrace now the eternal love, wisdom, and oneness. That my eternal Christ provides. I return now to unity. To express as the Christed one that I am. I shall carry this flame. From this moment forth. Transforming with love. And the power of eternal fire. All things to which I am assigned. I carry forth this flame of liquid light. Bringing forth the truth. Joy, love, and compassion of the Maharata Ray. For the healing of the worlds. In the house of many mansions. I carry forth this freedom in eternal victory. In reverence and respect. For the common source that feeds us all. I accept now. The commission as regent. To serve as the embodiment of the Christos light and sound. Wherever I may go. Ta Asia enta doe. In the name of the Melchizedek cloister, the sacred house of one. Holy Order of the Unified. As Right Council of the Ra Confederacy presiding.
Not in this group, but another group.
That's only the intro.
It goes for hours.
Did you work a scene together?
I think it's been recorded. The thing on the picture of Eve's sewing through a multi. Eve's in the orange shirt. That's the way we normally start.
Oh no, I don't want to get a picture.
He's so mad.
I'll explain to you as best as I can
We gave a shot of it.
what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. The circumstances that we're working in are sensitive, and that means that we're going to use the variation protocol of performing the salutation etherically, or you could say instead of that, silently, from within. This is the old way. The sequence of things we're going to do when we begin is we'll bring our attention to the azare. We'll draw at least 3 deep but silent heart breaths and charge the azare center, expanding the etheric body out beyond the physical self. If you want to take extra breaths until you feel comfortable with that, then by all means do so. We'll take a minimum of 3, but not more than say 5.
She left now. It was nice of the shade, the kind of cloud that came over.
Was that you need to do this sitting down, so you're going to suffer a little bit of self-harm while we do it. And the specific request from Ma is that during the time of the expansion of the etheric body is to expand it upwards, principally as well as out around the body. But upwards is important. We're going to perform a silent solar salutation. And what I will do is I'll simply give you the direction on each of the songs in turn. So I'll tell you where we are, alright? And in my own head, I'll be timing where you all are. So I'll bring the next stage in when I think we've completed the last one, okay? When we finish the salutation, we will then sing out loud, but in a very muffled, low voice, the song of Kemalatia. And on completion of the song of Kemalatia, we will then sing in a muffled voice the words in Anahasi, as if it were a final additional verse. Everybody? I can't hear you, what? Are you all happy with what I said? Okay, good. Very good. What bits didn't you hear over here? Where did we get to?
We need to do the whole thing.
That much? She's refused, point blank. She's let me down for the first time in billions of years. You, Hussy. We'll do our best. I'll throw from over here. Honey, come on, they can. These guys can get it, all right. Right, basically what I was saying is, right, so you're going to work, oh, look, now she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't want to do it. We're going to work from the azare point, okay? You'll bring your attention to the azare, you'll draw a minimum of 3 deep but quiet Maharik breaths, charging the azare center. If you want to use an extra breath or two to feel that you've done that, that's all right, okay? I'll try and time it so everybody's pretty much together where they need to be, because this is going to be done silently from inside, okay? So you charge the azare, and as you do that, you expand the azare out, but principally upwards. Okay, that's important. We're going to perform a solar salutation, and I will just simply prompt you on which song we're about to use. and I'll try and time it in my mind where everyone is, so I can introduce the next stage, and I'll prompt you again on what the next stage is, and each time you will do this etherically, silently from inside. When we've completed the salutation, we will then perform the song of Kemalatia, but with an out loud but very low key, very softly and quietly. When we finish the song, the new Anahazi verse that you've been given will then be performed as if it was an extra verse at the very end of the song as you now have it. And that will also be performed out loud but very quietly. Alright? And I dare say, if all goes well, we might risk just standing up and giving Shadayur at some volume 3 times before we scuttle off. Now, are we all where we need to be? Good. Good. I mustn't block anyone's passage as the joke goes.
Can you tell us now what you just said? We can't hear it.
It's what he just said to us just a second ago.
I tend to do that. All right, we're ready to go then. Peeps, pay attention. Falls over, falls on bum.
Yeah, we'd like to see
All right.
that. Can you show that again?
A little louder.
If only I could. Excuse me for coughing. Yeah, okay. That's right. Just come into a stillness now. There's time for joking and there's time for work. So let's go.
Okay, guys, I got a piece. At the very end, when we do the song, what we're going to do has a lot to do with opening the portal in the gold and silver one. We're going to pull up from the Earth's core Maharic silver energy, golden from the sun. They're going to meet, forming a gold and silver pillar all around. Okay? Got it?
Excellent. Pardon me? They will be prompted with the words. All right, now, would you... Oh, you're included, chap. Don't be sad. Can't hear you. Okay. If you can bring your attention to your breathing now, please. Relax and use your routine we used before we begin. Thank you. And just slow your breathing rate. As you do that, bring your attention to the Azure at the thymus. Begin deep but silent Maharic breathing as you charge the Azure, expanding it out around your body and particularly up above the crown chakra, up above the 14th chakra, 36 inches above your head. position of your consciousness at the Azure, see your etheric self standing wide and tall, above, around, and below you. And from this point, silently recite the request song number 1 3 times from your Azure center. Silently. Now we move on to song number 4, and from this inner center you can visualize yourself spinning in a clockwise direction while you recite Mane ka iha hura para maya mane ki. Perform this several times. I'll tell you when to stop. Just as you would in the physical, increase the speed and the toning volume from within. Build the frequency in the usual way. Push yourself, build it quickly, and raise the volume from within. Whatever crescendo or maximum is, approach your maximum now. Hold the volume that you're experiencing from within and slow the spin rate and the tone speed, but maintain the volume inside. Hold the volume of the inner toning until you come to a standstill and wait for the command to stop. Wait for the command to stop. Stop. And feel your standing wave column that you've created from the etheric Azara center, spinning all around you, and just breathe slowly in a relaxed way. Recite song number 3, Manu Ekre Daku Ki, Ma'ayana Treari, silently within, 3 times. Now we will see ourselves on the inner, spinning counterclockwise, while silently sounding Ire Shara Dikeshe Ta'amira Prana Chi. Start slowly, build up the spin rate and the volume and the frequency, the rate of the toning and the volume in your own time, and build it to a crescendo once more. the next few seconds, bring it to the maximum you can manage. Push the volume up and begin to slow the spin rate and the toning speed, but maintain the volume, please. Get ready for the stop command. Hold the volume up. Push it, one last push. Stop. See, feel your standing wave column once more spinning all around you, and breathe slowly. In a few seconds, from the inner, you will step back with such grace, sensitivity and love, leaving the standing pillar exactly where it is. As you perform the closing song 3 times, Ashalam Ta Akasha Da. Refer to your notes for the song, the Kamalatia. Please get them out in front of you now.
Come children of Elmiah, Camelot awaits you where the golden waters flow. Now in the stream all the worlds that have gone away, now in the stream walking forward to the dawn. Here in the stream reaching forth to the universe and call to the port of our home. Come, come, open the doorways. Come, come, let us be free. Here now, we give of our love to thee. The home that's so long for us, the house of thee.
Pronounce the new verse in the best way you can manage.
Just stay in your positions, please, until we're finished. Om. Om Shaddai
Bye.